Sway in the morning, Shade 45. It's one of those moments have to be.
Talk to me about it, though.
One of those divine moments that's taking place right now. I often have to call home to my brother, T. Calloway, because of the journey we've been on, growing up in Oakland and even with this music and what it's done for a lot of us in this culture. And none of us got to where we are alone, you know. And I don't think I've never had the chance to say this to these guys, but it's a few people that I've had on the show, and I want to tell them what their role was in our development as Sway and King Tech. From the world-famous Wake Up Show when we first started in 1990, our objective was to always raise the consciousness and the vibration when it came to our community. And through hip-hop culture, we were able to put certain people on major platforms that weren't allowed to be on major platforms at the time, and we didn't have the accessibility that a lot of artists have today. But we were kids, and we weren't sure of what we were doing. We were just following our heart, you know, following our gut, and really passionate, I mean, to a fault for certain artists that we believed were incredible that didn't necessarily have the resources that other artists had to blow up. So we created resources that these artists could utilize when they came to California, namely the world-famous Wake Up Show that at that time was syndicated in 27 markets and 5 different continents all across the nation. And it was really something to help privy people to aspects of the culture that they weren't exposed to. The truth, the nucleus, the realness of what this culture was built on. There's a lot of things that have happened in this culture from the 90s to now, even before the 90s, 80s, and 70s. But in the 90s, there was a movement that was taking place. You know, how we dressed when we wore Timberlands, when we started wearing Timberlands, you know, the hoodie movement. Certain slang and expression that was coming out of this place that these guys were responsible for calling Bucktown, okay? And they had Duck Down Records with Buckshot, Drew Hall. We were talking about these guys back then in the Boot Camp Clique and, you know, Helter Skelter, Sean P., Black Moon, all of these amazing-ass groups that were coming out that was help shaping and mold the zeitgeist, if you will, of people who were disenfranchised but gave us a lot of hope. But it was their music when they first came out with the Shining back in 1995 that really separated them apart. They had their own sound and their own flavor. They since have still been recording, traveling the world, performing. They've had some ups, they've had some downs, and they back up again. They had a new project, The All, which is out now, produced by Ninth Wonder. And we'll talk more about that right now, but welcome them to the show, the one and only Smif and Wessun.
Such a beautiful
Let
day
it go.
in the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day. I gotta say that.
Awesome.
Well, you know, man, Still is here, Tech is here.
Yes.
I'm to the point now as a father that, you know, I utilize my associates or my friends to educate my daughter.
Yes.
Because she ain't always going to just listen to me, but when she hear it from somebody else.
Officialize.
That's where they get it.
That's where they get it. So 2 weeks ago, a week and a half, last week, I was at SOB's and I just kind of snuck in on the cut, you know, didn't tell nobody I was going to be there, and took her to have a real hip-hop experience. As a matter of fact, I talked about it on the air. And she got a chance to learn who Tech and Still are, Smif and Wessun. And first thing she asked me is, why are they named after a gun?
That's what the gun company said.
That's what the gun company said, right?
Wait a minute. I thought,
she's going to watch this. What should I tell her, Tech?
We're actually aren't named after the gun.
Thank you.
Smif and Wessun is just 2 names that when you think of it, it means one. Like my PNC, my brother Still said in the verse, Tech and Still are plural. Smif and Wessun is singular, is one. So when you think of Smif and Wessun, like they'll see him and the first thing out of their mouth would be, what's up, Tech? Where's Still at? And it's vice versa, but you know, that's Smif and Wessun. So that was the best name that we thought we could come up, being that it's 2 of us. It'll equal 1 person.
It'll equal 1 person. So she's going to get this, but everybody's going to get this in case they didn't know. Now, Still, you said that's the same thing the gun company thought. I remember back in about 96.
96,
you guys became the Cocoa Brothers, right?
Yeah.
And that was because they were coming down on you?
Yep. That was, we had to we had to switch it up, man. And we just came out. We just dropped the album. I mean, a year later, they was on our backs about copyright infringement and branding and stuff like that. Like you said, we kids, man. We didn't have the lawyers, attorneys to hold it down, hold the fight down. And we knew that the most important thing for us was to continue to create music. So we had to switch it up,
You had to switch it up.
Big up the Duck Down.
Duck Down Records, man. I have to use these moments to give quick, what do you call it? Quick analysis of what was taking place, or anecdotes of what was taking place. Duck Down, to me, held a very significant role because, like Eazy-E and Ruthless Records, or J Prince and Rap A Lot Records, or 75 Girls with Too Short and E40 with Sick With It Records. Duck Down was that as well.
100%
for the East Coast, right?
100%. We learned from these guys as well. You know what I mean? Like, big up to Drew High and Buckshot. The steps that we had to take to secure our family is why we still here right now. You know what I mean? We was never signed to a major label. You know what I mean? We've always been independent. Like, we was the first on the block for a lot of things, and it's because of them two brothers and their friendship and their relationship.
Okay, how did from your perspective, how did Boot Camp Click come together? And when did y'all grow up with Sean P? And how did that work?
Yeah, the majority of Boot Camp Click is from Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Brownsville, okay.
Me, Tech, I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Was that a problem back then?
It's always been a problem from down the hill and up the hill. But it was certain individuals that clicked together that formed the mightiness. So certain people got along with Ocean Hill, like MOP. You hear Big mention them. It was always certain crews that had the bond of, look, the goal is to get more and be better and show everybody that it can happen this way. It ain't always got to be face cutting or fighting is on site. There was individuals that knew how to move, that had principles and morals growing up, that was like, nah, we could
Tech
get
is
along.
scary, man. Like, when Tech used to come around,
Tech like
I'm from Brownsville, right? Dudes already know me. I'm clearly not scary. I'm not tough. I'm small. And I bring this guy around. He'll come around.
You saying I'm ugly?
No, you're beautiful. You're handsome. This guy's
I'm black and
short,
ugly
dark,
as
and
ever.
handsome.
It's all good.
But this guy, I would, no BS, man. He would come around. He would come to the hood, and they'd be like, "You hang out with this guy?" Like he would come, like he always had different hairstyles. Sometimes he would have his waves popping. Then he put the braids in, and if it grow, he'll have an afro, and he was scary. Dudes, he would come around on the bike with no helmet. Like, dudes in Brownsville wasn't used to that. He like, all right, so this is the Bed-Stuy. This is what Bed-Stuy do. Yeah, I got a Bed-Stuy friend. What?
But it was also one of our brothers, Big Ol' Pimp, Cookie Head, and rest in peace, Sean Grady, that you hear on PNC, that really brought us all together. Our Decepticon brothers, Deceptinet sisters, and street life. Like, I have 9 brothers and 6 sisters, but still sometimes at home that family base wasn't there, what you needed to be talked to. Like, all my brothers is older except for a younger one, so we didn't rock together because our times was different. But once we met Cook in the streets and we started going to school together, our parents and everything, we was Boot Camp Click before we was Boot Camp Click. In the music industry, we was Boot Camp, Bed-Stuy, Brownsville, in the hood, in the streets, and people knew that.
Cook from the Decepticons?
Yes, Cookie Head.
Cookie Head, was he one of the founding members, or?
Nah, he one of he Generation 1. He's not one of the founding members.
He's not one of the founding members, but he's PM. Power Masters, Perfect Man, which was our crew.
Which evolved to PNC.
Which turned to PNC.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And the Decepticons, just for reference, are?
Decepticons is a
family.
Am
I saying it wrong?
No, you're saying it right.
Okay.
Hell Megatron. You already know, if y'all listening, you already know what time
Dallas
it is. Hell
Penn.
Meg.
We're throughout the industry.
Yes.
It's been here. Like, the high school we went to is not too far the block. Print and Graphic Arts.
AKA Cybertron.
I went there for day school, and I went down the block to Park West for high school. For night school. So, we was moving around, putting our different injections, so to say. Growing up in Hell's Kitchen, we was experiencing a lot of different culture.
Yeah, DSEP for us in New York City in the 80s started in Brooklyn Tech. Imagine that.
Brooklyn Tech.
Wow.
Imagine that. It started in Brooklyn Tech, and it was training grounds for kids that came up. So we was raised as soldiers through the streets. So we took that to the hip hop, and we started, doing our boot camp thing with our brothers on the block.
You guys, one of the things I always, I think Bob identified with you guys is, when we were coming up, to your point, Tech, you guys had a lot of morals. You had a lot of information. You sound like you strive for divinity through your music.
Right.
And when I was a youth, my great auntie, one of the things I remember most about her, because she used to have me sit down and read all the spiritual books, but all of them, and she would say, she said, well, what do you think your purpose is in life? And I said, what do you think it is? And she used to say, strive for divinity. And so that's why I identified with your music so much.
Right.
When you listen to a lot of the music from back then, and when you listen to this new album, The All,
yes,
it's refreshing in the sense that you guys aren't following in trends necessarily, which you've never done.
Right.
Musically, from Let's Get It On to Bucktown to I can name a bunch of songs, you guys have always done something differently sound-wise.
Yeah.
Approaching this project, what was your objective with Ninth Wonder? And it's 2019. How do you think the youth will receive the messaging?
Well, Ninth and the entire Soul Council, the Jamla family, they greeted us with open arms and nothing but love and respect for each other. Us being fans of theirs, them being fan of ours. So Ninth picked us up at the airport as soon as we landed. He didn't have nobody else do it. He really offered his hand when he didn't have to do it. And the way he did it, it was a humbling experience and feeling, and something that was appreciated. So when we went in, soon as we landed, he was like, yo, I don't want y'all to think I want to make another Shining, but I want to make another Shining. But in our heads, we like, yo, we ain't making another, you can't make another Shining. We was fresh out of high school when the Shining was made. So our mind state is different. Where we at in life is different. Everything is different. So he was just like, all right, you know what? We're going to write these name of the beats down on the sketchboard. We're going to come in every day and just work. We're like, all right, cool. No problem. So just like this is set up as different studios in a compound. So as you're walking by one room, you hearing a beat play.
You might hear E. Jones over there making a track, or Crisis in the next room. And it's like,
But they purposely got the door just cracked so you can hear it like
candy.
Right. You're like, yeah, exactly. So you're like, wait, we doing that one today? And then you'll hear this come on and be like, nah. Like we switched up the intro for the album maybe like 3-4 times. It's like, this is it. Then he'll just play a beat and be like, no, we got to do that one. That got to be the
Ninth
intro.
Ninth is a genius, man. All them brothers is awesome, man.
Jedis.
And they gave us pretty much the how you say, the blueprint to do us. You know what I mean? It's no egos involved, and it was just a creative space to do that magic.
And the intro is, you hear it when you listen to the album, but the intro, man, this is like the first official project, really, in about 6 years, right?
Well, seven years.
7 years now.
This is our 7th physical release in 7 years, so we running with the God number right now.
The God number. Yeah. Here's the intro. First thing you're gonna hear, right here.
Can I get amen?
What's crazy about that is my first time meeting the minister was at Rest in Peace Prodigy funeral. Like I had on the robe, and he said the way they ushered him in, it was like godly, like he was floating on mid-air, like exactly, like the horns in there. And when he sat down, it was like, oh my gosh. But he didn't give off no negativity. It was all positive. Like it was just the aura about him, and to have him on the album, it just, I think for me, it put me in the mind of Sean Price as well as Prodigy. Yeah, and that was part of the all that we combined with that.
And that's what that's what behind the name, The All.
Yes.
Shit. Oh, man. Smif and Wessun are here. Let me ask you this. because we were talking. We had De La Soul here yesterday and talked about how from the 3 Feet High and Rising album, they don't receive any royalties from it because of sampling infractions. And then Heather B talked about dealing with sampling infractions as well. Did you have any issues with sampling coming up in the game? And then did the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan clear that for you?
Did he clear? Well, first and foremost, big up to my queen, Cynical Smif.
Okay.
Cynical and Drew High, like we reach out to people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We in a world we can actually make a phone call or hit somebody up on Instagram or something. So we've been building with the minister, and his you can't get to him. You gotta go through his people. So yeah, we've been building with these brothers. And as far as the samples on this particular album, Knife has a very great relationship in the industry.
Okay.
Like, this guy will get on the phone and just call a person's nephew, like, yo, we about to use this beat.
Right.
All right, now that's a go, man. You just let me know. Like, literally, several times he's done that. Now, as far as before, yeah, of course, man. Of course, you can't escape. You can't escape the hate, man. You know what I mean?
But this album, Ninth, what he does, Heather, in the old school tradition of, albums, when hip hop albums and the interludes, you would have just a break beat in between songs. So all of those got cleared. That's a testament to his relationship.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you guys, because Super Brooklyn was such a huge. You're probably the first that I know of that used that Super Mario theme song. People have used it since, but you couldn't put the song out because of. That was a Nintendo issue.
It was crazy because that was at the time when we was Raucous. Raucous was was courting us, and they really was like, yo, we're going to clear this. One of the guys, I forget which one it was. One of them guys was a lawyer, and he really believed that he could get that clear, but it never got cleared.
That was a banger, though.
That's a white label forever, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
It's all good. Smif and Wessun are here. Who we got on the line right now?
Yo, this DJ Enough.
Hey!
Oh! Salute, big brother.
The legendary.
What I say, boss?
Yo, I just want to say something real quick. You guys are legends in the game.
You too. Speak on it.
It's nice. And congratulations to your 7th project and all that.
Thank you, fam.
But the most refreshing part of hearing your new project right now is that you're not OGs that sound old. And I think that's an incredible thing that we have to honor, because that means you guys have never been whacked. You feel what I'm saying?
Nice.
So congratulations. I just wanted to call and say hi.
Thank you, brother. You in Brooklyn right now?
Nah, I'm actually in Manhattan going to the gym.
Oh, that's what's up.
And Sway, I love you, but I need the boys on my show too.
All right.
Let's set it up. Let's set it up.
That's so funny.
Yo, enough. In fact, I was gonna say, I hope you're not calling without bringing them on your show too, man. Take them up to Hot and grab them on the show here at Sirius.
But the hood love how you played that joint the other day when you know what I'm saying, when you premiered that joint.
Yeah,
which one he played?
I got like Ocean Drive.
Ocean Drive.
I got like 30 calls. Yo, I'm on the Bronx Expressway. Enough is playing Ocean Drive right now. Turn it on. I'm like, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you.
Yeah, Enough is one of the true ones, man. Love you, Enough. He's actually he works on the show. He's a member. He's the 6th man of the show right here. Sway in the morning. DJ Enough right there.
Nice.
Thank you, Enough. That track Ocean Drive got Music Soul Child and Rhapsody on it.
Yes. Number one.
Number one, Rhapsody.
And it's a fun song. Right?
Yeah,
it's a good feel.
Yeah. That's one of the things you guys do well. You could speak in a righteous way, in a righteous tongue, but you also could speak in, you could speak about relationships too.
Smif and Wessun are not popular for girl raps though. We not.
Ah, man. Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough, but we like ladies.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, to be able to express that in a way where it's not like, doesn't sound like out of character. Is dope. I salute Tech for that. That's Tech is an awesome writer, and when it comes to just kind of like telling people about us, not about our raps, not bragging about our Timbs, not bragging about how much reefer we smoke, just telling them about where we at in life, and addressing the issues that people can relate to.
Y'all gotta well, let's play Ocean Drive since the DJ Enough played it. Let's play it too, man.
Let's do it.
Okay, Enough is known for breaking
DJ
records.
Enough played it.
Okay, all right. 888-742-3345. New album is The All. We got Heather on the line for Louisiana.
Hey.
Heather, what up?
What up, Sway?
Hey, how y'all doing today? So, I'm an R&B artist who have a deep love and appreciation for hip hop, but I'm wanting to know some advice because I'm currently trying to make my album. You know how it's struggling when you're trying to do things, you're trying to get out there. What kind of advice you have for an artist that's trying to make some real music?
Don't give up on yourself. Eat good foods, eat a lot of greens, drink a lot of water, because health is wealth. You know what I'm saying? And stay focused. Don't quit. Don't let nobody stir you away from your goal. You know, have your focus and move towards it. It's gonna be tough though, but it's worth it. You know, invest in yourself.
How do you find that support network?
Say what?
How do you find that support network? Because I don't see nobody like me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you gotta
like
look around. You gotta look around. Put your antennas up because they're there. They exist.
Your
You know what I
family
mean?
and friends, your best support system.
These people exist, and sometimes it's gonna be difficult, but you gotta make them. You gotta make them see what you see. You know, bring them near. You know, and have patience. Have a lot of patience. You know.
All right, Heather, good luck to you, okay?
Good luck.
All right.
all right.
You're a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
I think she wants you to give her the secret.
No, sometimes though, like it's hard for us to hear that as women, but sometimes you have to look at your living situation too. Sometimes you could just be in the house with the wrong person.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And you carrying a lot of the weight, and you don't realize that energy that you exude.
Ring the bell on that one.
Is weighing you down. You know, and so you have to look around. Sometimes it's hard because you feel like you're getting that financial support, or you think it's an emotional support, but it's really a deficit.
Yeah. It's a deficit.
It's an anchor.
It's a deficit.
Yeah.
It's an anchor in your life.
All right, Mike Muse, you good, man?
Yeah.
I'm giving them this real hip hop experience right here.
I wanted to chime in a little bit too because ironically I saw Tech the other day when I was coming from a class, and it made me think about a lot after I left him, just in terms of I knew you guys are celebrating your project, but so many of us don't make it to this point. Right. Like we hear so many stories, and I won't not put anybody on blast, but I hear, oh, so-and-so's a security guard now. So-and-so drives for Lyft, or so-and-so drives for Uber. There's nothing wrong with that because you have to take care of your family, male or female. But during some of the rougher times, because we all have them, ups and downs, your phone just stopped ringing, shows ain't coming in the way they come in. How were you guys able to sustain in this? In terms of just like giving advice, I know people will say, don't give up, keep pushing forward, but how were you guys able to sustain? Did you ever have to go to what people call a normal 9 to 5, or did you just keep going with shows and different things on the side?
I definitely put in a couple of applications at some spots.
No doubt.
Like for me, like I like to create, so like I get in where I fit in, and I do stuff like I edit videos, I direct, and then I have a company called Bucktown USA with my lady.
Talk
Cynical.
about it.
And we teach artists, and life coaching, and a lot of that stuff may not pay the bills, but it keeps you on the track where you're not falling off completely.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because we're gonna come back to this at some point. You know what I mean? You don't want to drop the bottom to fall out, but you got to stay creative, man. And not to be like too esoteric, but you gotta give it up to your creator as well.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Amen.
I want to ask, because in promotion for the album, Ninth Wonder put up an Instagram post where he thanked you guys because you were the first in the whole like Duck Down crew, were the first to really give him a shot when he was selling beats for, I think he said $50.
We actually wasn't the first. It was Sean Price and Black Moon that was the first.
Sean Price and Buckshot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the question I want to ask off of that is, did you have anybody that looked out for you when you guys, weren't really necessarily in the scene yet, that you were able to repay that favor?
Absolutely. We got a strong family network, and salute to all our brothers and sisters out there that help us and keep us out the dirt. You know what I mean? Because it's a rough ride out there, especially, you're walking around, you're going to buy bread and milk, and you being called a legend. You know what I mean? You're counting pennies and nickels. And yeah, you got to keep up that face. But we got a lot of family members out there that held us up throughout the struggle.
Smif and Wessun, man. I remember when you guys were in between labels from Priority.
Yeah.
And then you ended up
we outlasted the labels.
Right.
Priority doesn't even exist anymore.
Ain't that crazy?
Well, they came back. They recently came back.
They got yeah.
They did come back.
They did come back,
joint,
right? Okay, then y'all went to Raucous, right?
We went to Ruckus for a few seconds.
Yeah. And so when were you putting in applications? At what point? Like, I'm trying to figure.
He's like, damn, don't bring that back up.
So you try to skip past that. Damn.
What's crazy is that most artists have like a 3-year gap between albums, with the exception of DMX, of course.
Okay.
But like you put your album out and you work in the album for like probably 3 years if you're on the road with it. And then it was a time where we did that, and then the 3 years turned to 4 and turned to 5 and then it turned to 6.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like we wouldn't, but on our second album we hadn't put out another album, and so probably like 7 going on 8 years, and we went across seas, overseas. Big up to the homie Ken Ring. We went to Sundsvall, Sweden.
Yes.
And we was in the mountains in the snow. It was not one young person in that whole city. they hadn't heard of turkey bacon. He's like, turkey bacon? What are you talking about? Like, all right.
I would never survive. We was eating horse.
It was hard. It was hard. But what it did for us, it put us in each other's face. Like, if we got to work through it, we got to work through it. This is our relationship. We've been married successfully for almost going on 25 years.
Yeah.
Plus. So it's like, I mean, we got to work through it, man. It's not. We came too far to give up.
Yeah, it's
And
a
to add
lifestyle.
on to that,
Yeah,
we've been blessed by the Most High for the very first project that we ever done. We been around the world 3 times off of that album.
Off the Shining.
Yeah, we learned
Off
a
of
lot
that
from
one
Black
album,
Moon,
so-
man. We learned a lot from these guys, man.
Yeah.
We would sit in the studio. We would sit and watch them do interviews quietly, not like you know.
But sleeping under piano covers in the studio, like literally 3 days in the studio, not going home, and Calliope, and before we even started recording in D&D studio.
Yeah.
This was
It's
life.
funny that you asked us about who was holding us down, as my man Suavioso from Southside Jamaica, Queens, calling me right now. He's like, I listened to the letter. I ain't hear my name.
Oh, man.
I say, listen, I'm gonna be with Sway and Heather in the morning, man. I got you, man. Big up to my homie Suavio, because I know he tuned in right now.
God.
What up, family?
Swab used to, when I was
My
in
baby.
Brooklyn, Swab used to pick up my kids in Queens. He's Southside. When I moved to Southside, a Brooklyn kid in Queens, you got to figure it out fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like he looked out for me. Another one, brother O Smash, and that's around the time when G Unit was popping. So nothing was breathing. If you got to know somebody from over there, and those guys held me down or held me up in Brooklyn. Big up to the family.
That's what's up. Smif and Wessun are here. The new album is the All Mike Muse. You've been studying it. Go ahead, baby.
Speak on it, God.
No, much respect to you guys, man. I'm excited to be in conversation with you. I know on your second album, you guys had a song called Black Trump.
Yes.
I'm just thinking about looking back now from where we are today, looking back. What are your thoughts on that song, and what was your thoughts, the relationship to that song?
You want us to talk about Trump right now? We don't like him.
But
Everybody got real quiet.
At one
No,
time,
no,
at one
we
time, you gotta remember Trump was hip hop loved at one time. Like everybody was, he was surrounding himself. Everybody was surrounding him. But when we did Black Trump, it was more big up my man Self from Queens.
Yeah,
He
big
actually
up
did
Gavin.
that joint.
Raekwon.
It was
And
more.
Ray.
It was more like hood views with us. Like when you get arrested, they trump up your charges. When you anything you do, that's why we named this the All You Give Your All To. So they try to trump it up a little bit. It wasn't really nothing that had to do with Donald
Wasn't political
Trump.
at all.
It was just we didn't go that route to be this is dedicated to his name or no shit like
This
that.
is for
Nah,
you.
Yeah.
So it was like a double entendre, though. It was
100%.
A
It
play
was,
on his
yeah.
name, but it meant something different.
Right.
Which is why
Exactly.
you get somebody like the chef on it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? It's like, all right, we're writers, we're poets. So allow us to be a little bit open with our creative process. So it's like
See,
a lot
we keep
of
it family orientated with the chef. We don't stray too far from home.
Okay, that's what's up.
Thanks for clarifying, fellas.
Yeah, I did
Yes,
not
sir.
know that.
Thanks for asking.
Okay, no, absolutely, man. We got K on the line. K from the Bay. What up, K?
Okay, what's popping?
Bay Era.
Hey, what up? You.
Yo.
What up, Sway? What up, Heather?
What up?
What up, Smif and Wesson?
What it do?
Yeah, peace. Yo, Sway, I'm on the 880 right now, stuck in horrible traffic.
What exit? What exit you at?
He gonna get you out of there.
You on Davis Street?
Davis Street.
Where?
Yeah.
Davis Street?
Andrew.
You in San Leandro? Get off on. Did you pass Tennyson?
Not yet.
Yeah, get off on Tennyson. Make a left, go all the way up to Tennyson, across the street from the high school, Hayward High. There's a burrito shop called Sonatas. Go get you some lunch, man. Quit tripping.
Lunch, it's only 8 o'clock
Rest in
out
peace,
there.
Mac Dre.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're gonna get me jacked up, Sway. But look, not for nothing. Just to jump right into it, man. I really wanted to just comment as a fan. You know, I don't really have anything profound to say or anything like that.
You already
These
said it,
brothers,
family.
Awesome, man. Y'all two brothers, like, when I tell you, y'all raised a lot of young men with that first and everything that you've done since then.
Man, that's awesome.
It's interesting when you said earlier you guys were coming out of high school with that album.
Yeah.
You know, me and my crew, we were coming into high school. You know what I mean? So everything that you guys were saying, our future was your past. You know, and we were just
or our present, or our present, or our gift.
Right then, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, your present was our future. I guess it should be better said. And we've evolved and we've grown up with you and your music. You know, when I listen to this new album, The All, you know, it went from, you know, rhyming about, you know, being in jail to now, you know, giving roses to loved ones and making an honest with your lady and all of that. And that is how our lives have grown through your career. So thank you. I really appreciate everything you guys have done.
Thank you.
These two brothers are real. They communicate with their fans on IG. Tech, I'm in your inbox right now. I'm the one that sent that skateboard to you.
Oh, okay.
That TGK joint.
I never got it. What happened to it?
Nah, it's there. I even DM'd you the receipt. It's there. I may or may not have put Attention Tech on it, but I definitely sent it. The tracking number and everything's in your
okay, hey, K, hit him up
getting a
on the
little
DM.
personal.
Yeah. All right, K. Hey, K, you're a citizen, baby.
Sway in the morning, homie.
He got the album, man. I'm going to take a bunch of callers, man, real quick. DJ Wiz in Wisconsin, what you want to say?
What's Gucci?
Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, check it out. I've been listening to y'all forever, man. I love Sway in the morning.
Thank you.
And as far as Smif and Wessun, I was just wondering if y'all gonna be coming to Milwaukee anytime on tour, and if y'all gonna get the whole crew together, you know, whole boot camp clique or whatever, because we'd love to see y'all here in Milwaukee.
Man, hopefully, man, we get out there. We putting some things together on the calendar right now, so we working on it. God willing, you know.
Hey, Wiz, follow him on social media, guys. Give out your social.
General Still on Instagram, Twitter.
Tech Smoke Eli, Instagram, Twitter's MySpace.
All right. DJ Wiz, you're a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
Let's go to St. Louis. John, what you want to say?
St. Louis.
What's going on, Smif and Wessun? What's happening? Good morning,
What
everybody.
it do?
Man, we trying to get out there for that Essence Festival, man. And what's it, June,
I
July?
I heard. That might have to go down because I told my wife I'm gonna take her. But check it, man. I was raised like in high school. It was my freshman year when I peeped y'all.
See.
Hip hop was like a major thing for me. It was a turning point in my life. Yeah, I you know, I wasn't out there bad or nothing like that. It was just, you know, I was just the only child, and hip hop got me through a lot of stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I want to say thank you all, man.
Wow.
Real talk. Like help Skelter, you know what I'm saying? Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang. I'm a big Wu-Tang fan, but I got all hip hop posters in my man cave, man. My wife be like, I ain't going down there.
That's what's up, man. So, you got the new album?
I will be getting it today, actually. I'm on my way to work right now.
You're going to enjoy it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, John, you're a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
Let's go to Connecticut. CY, what you want to say?
See.
Hey, what's up? Peace to all of y'all. Sway and Tech, Heather B.
What up?
Listen, Coco Brothers, Smif and Wessun, Tech and Still, Mr. Ripper, Mr. Victor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I just want to say thanks for sharing y'all gift to the world, man. I've been listening to y'all forever, and I understand what you said earlier when you said Ninth Wonder called y'all and said, listen, I want to do a Shining, but I don't want to do the Shining. And with something like that, I understand exactly what he's saying because your sound is so authentic, man. As soon as I heard the Ocean Drive, I felt like going back into the 90s. I wasn't on Ocean Drive. I'm on 91 in Connecticut. But I can
That's your Ocean
feel
Drive.
everything, man. And music is timeless.
Yes.
And I love what y'all brothers is doing. Always been a listener. I'm going to pick up the album today. And again, man, thanks for sharing that. I love it, baby. Real hip hop.
Thanks for love. Have a blessed one.
We're gonna wrap up for us in a second, but I mean we just gotta do a part two. You know.
Before we wrap, I want to say like we grew up off of PE, LL, Cool G Rap, Rakim, Kane, KRS-One, iced tea. Like when you grow up off of that type of food, like what you supposed to put out. You know what I mean? Like we gave back what we thought was appropriate to the people that gave to us. So we got to keep this circle going. 360 degrees back home. That's what we're talking about.
That's what you're doing. And you got a song called Illusions on this project. And when I was listening to the chorus, I was thinking, shit, man, I hope that all these artists coming up in the game today are hearing what's
listening to this.
Can listen to this chorus, because this entire song.
Right.
But that chorus is so potent, man. Do you know the lyrics to the could you say them? You talk about success is real, fame is just
you got your head stuck in the clouds. Don't get caught in all illusions. Success is real, fame is just an illusion. Be yourself, no artificial ingredients. Health is wealth without health is, know your worth without health. Fortune is meaningless. Follow your goals and dreams. We plant the seeds in them. Something like that. I'm a little nervous right now because I know I got to rap at some point. So I'm like, I'm trying to put that together and put that on top of it. But yeah, yo, it's like you got your head stuck in the clouds.
He was in a whole different part of his brain.
He's trying to remember the other joint.
I'm trying to remember the new rap. Listen, these old men got new bars.
Man, I just think it's something that I actually did that to kind of get you in the mindset.
I felt that.
That was the alley.
Had the beat see me sweating over here. I'm sweating. It's getting hot.
Nah, man, we do it for the love now. You ain't got nothing to prove still.
Man.
You okay? You General still, man. You've done it. You doing it, and you gonna continue to do it,
That's
man.
a fact.
But you know where you at, though.
Yes, sir.
You know, ain't no different than what it was. It's the same thing.
That's
Sway in the
right.
morning is just the wake. Sway
I asked
King
Drew. I
Tech,
said, "Yo, Drew, we gonna have to rap." He's like, "You already know Sway." I'm like, "Yeah, you right. That was a stupid question."
Hey, man, but you know, like these dudes, I'm a fan.
Hey, man,
we played y'all music because we were fans.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like, oh shit, we gotta play this.
Yeah, well, we had a little window in the Bay because of you brothers, man. Tech and Sway, man, y'all represent. Man, the Bay is crazy anyway.
Yeah,
Big up to the homies out in Oakland, man. You already know Dre Day coming soon.
Okay,
so,
that's what's up. All right, hey, you want
Spitters?
Let's go. Let's do it, yo, DJ Wonders. We in the Valley of the Hyenas. Smif and Wessun.
Oh man,
the album is The All. It's out now.
Yeah.
Still, how you feel about this beat, man?
Let me see.
Okay, turn that up. Turn that up.
People's talking here what the streets say. Mumble rapping on record, just let the beat play.
Ow.
Jungle niggas with ratchets, just let the heat spray. Gunners run through your flat, smack up the DJ.
Boom, boom.
Don't mess with no whistleblowers or referees. Pistol holders, no host of the homie specialty.
No.
The recipe for this delicacy, infused with jewels. You say G-O-D the recipe.
Tell 'em, Don.
These dudes be like F or G.
Yeah.
Like I ain't teach them A, B, C, D, E, F or G.
And they 1, 2, 3.
And now your eyes wide open, traumatized from the drama when the nine starts smoking. Listen, yo, how could I hate this?
How?
I got kids your age, gave birth to the greatness.
How?
Go to hell in the dirt with that fakeness.
What?
This ape shit, you ain't shit, a rat in the snake pit.
No.
Hold on. Just warm up.
Yo, we got still up this
Relax.
Check on the ill-ass ad-lib.
For real.
The ill-ass ad-lib.
This is it. 1, 2, 3 live.
Check it out.
Sick 'em, son.
Shake, roll, rattle. Real recognize real and fakes go tattle. I face all battles, have competitors shook. But I ain't rapping when I hit them with repetitive hooks. All my relatives crooks. Take money the slogan. Pin game the same as the blades on Logan. The chrome have you posing like you frozen in the trance. Throwing guns in the air like we Bogle in the dance.
It's Onyx!
Yo,
Smif and Wessun in here. Sway in the morning. We got still in
the kid flow
Never seen
boss.
before.
Had these niggas under pressure like Jim Crow laws.
I got him.
Backward ass rappers get crisscross. The rounds make the niggas lose pounds like Rick Ross. Get shot, respect the shooter.
Yeah.
You're not rock when these beats drop like hot producers. Your faculty not fighters. Nah, I'm gonna get back to that.
You gonna bet to that?
Whatever you want to do. I got you,
This is what I really wanted to say though.
Okay, Smif and Wessun here.
It's for my homie though.
Sway in the morning. Check it.
Yeah, seen his eyes bulge when the fifth drawn. He on the stair with that heaven that God pissed on. Riff wrong, you riff raff, get whipped on. When clicks clash, I grasp clips and spit bombs. Bitch made, split splash with switchblade. The spliff blaze, I mix hash with piff haze. Yeah, been sick since the 6th grade. Brownsville, never ran, never will be afraid. Renegade, blowing sensei with the sensei. Pen engraved, back to Vinci, paint a symphony.
That boy nice.
Yeah, off of the orchestration. Walk with the hawk adjacent when walking in awkward paces. Man, the best be Sean. If you test Bernadette, then your breath be gone. Family matters, enemy anatomy scatter. Disappear when the hammer blam your abracadabra. Ghost.
Smif and Wessun, ladies and gentlemen, that's the truth. The icons, the legends, the gods. Smif and Wessun, Tech and Stiles. Sway the morning shade 45, duck down.
Yeah. That felt good. That felt good.
That's what I'm talking about,
man.
That's
Universe.
what I'm talking about, man.
These bright last lights, and I met one of the nicest ladies, Miss
Pat
McKay.
Yes.
Made my day. With y'all, I'm great now.
In the morning.
Let's keep this energy going, man.
Here we go.
Hey, man, if I never told you before, I love you guys.
Love you too.
Love y'all,
We
for
love
real.
you too. Love you too.
y'all.
No doubt, love y'all. Love.
What did you make with the truffle?
Still don't leave me out there with the channel. What you make with the truffles, FB?
I made truffle mac and cheese. I made truffle lobster tails. Did ice cream. I did everything with it.
Nice.
Yep.
Beautiful. My lady was like, we got to go back and see what Heather B class, what class she took.
I got y'all. Yeah, I got y'all.
You shoot it to him, HB.
Yep.
Man, there's so many bangers. I mean, you got Rick Ross on the track. Let me tell you.
Produced by my boy from VA, Knots. One of the illest producers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know Knots is down with Soul Council, but yes, he is.
Oh, shit. Damn.
And we have to keep saluting Knife Wonder. I think a lot of times his name is not mentioned enough in the conversation. We're so used to running off, the top fives that just come to our head automatically. But Ninth, his name has to start being in these conversations.
He's a humble brother, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's a professor of music. You know, he teaches music.
He don't curse.
He don't curse. He don't drink. He don't do drugs, and that's amazing. in this profession that we're in. But and while we do that, we gotta also big up Crisis, because Crisis took us to the Flying Biscuit.
Oh God, Flying Biscuit.
Bojangles with
Flying
the
Biscuit.
The restaurant?
Yes, every morning. That was the ritual.
In NC, you gotta go to the Flying Biscuit.
Hit the Flying Biscuit. Studios in walking distance. Flying Biscuit Hotel.
Yeah.
Break day, go back, do it all over.
How long did it take y'all to finish the album?
Well, we did 2 trips. I want to say 3 weeks, 2.5.
We went down there for 7 days. We call it Illuminati theory. We went down there for 7 days, and we tried to just get it in as much as we could do. I think the first time we went down there, we recorded probably like 11, 12 songs.
Okay.
The first day we went down there, the first like 3, 4 songs we recorded, we never heard again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like, all right,
those just
get those out of here.
Get that off your chest. All right,
Get that. You good? All right. So after that, we went in and we just try to make the as the strongest songs we could make. And when we was leaving, it was sad, and nobody wanted to leave. And we was like, yo, we gonna have to come back. So we came back and just.
What about the day we was trying to watch the eclipse?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
that
we
was
were all
amazing.
out front of the studio squinting and making the eclipse out of the 6 cereal boxes. Like, yo, you can't look at it straight with your eyes.
Yo, now that was
during this time.
Yeah,
that was
good.
How did y'all get Rose on it? Is he a fan? Because I know he studies.
From what we heard, actually that patching came from my boy Bink, another dope.
Tech is the governor, by the way. Tech is, we call him the governor.
So I hollered at Bink, patch Bink in with Knife and his boy, and next thing we know, we have Ross on his Capone suite from the Superfly movie, and we got him on the album, to Let Me Say Again, produced by Knots.
Damn, that's incredible. I want to end. I mean, there's so many bangers on it, but the song One Time, tells the story.
Yes,
and then it moves you into the future.
Right.
Okay. This is the final song on the album, The All, and if you don't know Smif and Wessun, now you do know Smif and Wessun.
Speak on it, God.
And these dudes right here, man, these are kings in the game, man.
Facts.
And they here. So get that album, The All. Gentlemen, I appreciate you coming.
Hashtag dot ho, no love, hardcore, backseat, car flow, no teeth.